Here's the solution for day 3, problem 1. Solve this using completing the square. For completing the square, it is a lot easier when the leading coefficient is 1. So let's divide all terms by 2. We get d squared minus 3d minus 27 is equal to 0. Next, let's add the 27 to the right side. d squared minus 3d equals 27. Notice I'm leaving a blank spot in here. Now what number do we need to put in the blank spot? Take half of this. That's negative 3/2. Then square that. That's 9/4. So in the blank, you add 9/4, and on the right side, add 9/4. This trinomial right here will factor as a binomial squared. It will be d minus 3/2 squared. On the right side, these two numbers can be added together. If you're not very good at adding a whole number and a fraction, then use your calculator to do it for you. This makes 29 1/4. Or if you prefer a fraction, it's 117 over 4. In the next step, take square root. So on the left side, d minus 3/2 is now alone. On the right side, the positive and negative square root of 117 over 4. Next step, add the 3/2 to both sides to get the letter d alone. So 3/2 plus or minus. Now the square root of this fraction. Separately, do the square root of 117 and the square root of 4, which makes a 2. Does this simplify any farther? Look at the digits in the number 117. If you add the digits together, 1 plus 1 plus 7, that makes a 9. Therefore, I know that 117 divides evenly by 9. I can think of 117 as being 9 times 13. So it definitely helped that I remembered a division rule involving 9 from elementary school. Next up, we have 3/2 plus or minus 3 square root of 13 all over 2. It's okay to leave the answer like this, or because both fractions have the same denominator, you could combine them into a more compact form. 3 plus 3 square root of 13 all over a 2. Day 3, problem 2. Solve this with the quadratic formula. So the value of A is 9, the value of B is 24, and the value of C is 16. I want to make sure, though, that I don't identify A, B, and C until after I have standard form. I need to make sure that we do have the 0 on the right side. Now for the formula, negative B. So that's negative 24. Now, B squared. What's 24 squared? With the help of the calculator, that's 576. A is 9, and C is 16. For the denominator, it's 2 times A. That's going to make an 18. Next step, simplify in the radical symbol. Because the numbers are so large, it might be best just to type in this expression. It turns out to be 0. The square root of 0 is just 0, so this makes negative 24 over 18. And that reduces top and bottom both by 6, so we get negative 4 over 3. Unlike a lot of quadratic equations, this time we only got one answer, and that happened because the expression in the radical turned out to be 0.